Hi guys, so this is my 26 weeks pregnancy update. Let me begin by saying a few things. One, I hope I'm in focus because my belly's getting so big I can't reach the camera so much, and I hope I'm in focus. Two, there's renovations going on next door. The cat is being brave with those candles. Okay, cat issue sorted. Two, there's renovations going on next door and every so often there'll be a bang or a thud or a noise. So I'm really sorry if that does affect this video at all. I kind of waited and hoped that they would ease off a bit. They were doing angle grinding and all sorts yesterday, so hopefully there won't be any interruptions. And three, there may be an interruption because I'm due a delivery at some point in the next 2 hours. So my phone could ring or the door could go and then I'll have to go and sort that out. But anyway, I'm going to film this and hopefully get through it all in one go. And yeah. So this week, being 26 weeks, I am beginning to really feel this pregnancy. The first thing that is coming into my head at the minute is sleep. Sleep this week has been absolutely horrendous. I haven't really slept very well. The night before yesterday, in fact, I slept so badly that I was just, my back hurt incredibly all day yesterday, and I kind of just didn't really do anything. I didn't even vlog for the daily channel. I just kind of left it. I didn't want to do anything. I just lay in bed on my side with an achy back, not wanting to move, and yeah, it was a bit of a misery guts. But I've also had nightmares, which I have never ever suffered with nightmares before. I've probably had 1 or 2 in my lifetime, like weird odd dreams, but I don't think I've ever had a nightmare where I've actually woken up in the middle of the night several times in a deep like sweat, like dripping with sweat. I've woken up, I've jumped in my sleep, woken up and I'm literally running sweat. It was the weirdest thing. It creeped me the hell out, and I'm hoping that it's not going to happen again, because if it does, I don't like it. It wasn't very nice. But that being said, we are having our new bed delivered today, which is the delivery I'm waiting for, and I'm hoping that tonight's sleep is going to be amazing. Because I really think the big kind of issue with sleeping for me is the fact that our mattress is dying a very fast death, and it's not comfortable. You roll over, you get a spring in your back, spring in your tummy. It's just not comfy. So I think once we've got a new bed today and we're going up from a double to a king size and we'll have a bit more space, I think I'll be a bit more comfortable and hopefully sleep much better. So the other thing I've really noticed this week is Braxton Hicks, and I have felt what I thought were just like tightenings every so often the past few weeks. Nothing that I could put my finger on. It just sort of happened and then disappeared, and I never really thought anything about it. But this week I've noticed, more so to the fact when we were sitting in the cinema on Tuesday night, I was really dehydrated and I kept getting these tightenings, and it wasn't painful, it wasn't really pleasant, it wasn't comfortable, but I could notice them. They were just coming and going throughout the movie, like they weren't regular or anything. And then I looked it up when I got home just to make sure it was Braxton Hicks, and it is Braxton Hicks. I'm definitely noticing them a lot more. I definitely notice them more when I'm dehydrated. So if I can keep myself hydrated, I tend to get less of them. The only other time I've really noticed them is if I move suddenly. So if I go from, say, lying on one side, so if I roll over onto my back for like 10 seconds, then my stomach will just tighten up and then it will go away. So I'm definitely noticing Braxton Hicks now. I even told Liam to feel my belly the other day when my belly was all tense, and he was like, whoa, that is quite hard, isn't it? I was like, yeah, because it's not comfortable, but it doesn't really bother me. Movement this week has been getting much more obvious. I think I'm saying this every week. He has definitely, I think he's definitely had some kind of growth spurt or moved in the past week, because I'm now feeling strong kicks on my left, movement on my right, not so much down low where I was feeling it before. Every so often I'll get like a random kick that feels quite low down, but a lot of the time it's on either side of my belly. So I think he's now lying across my stomach. So I definitely feel like he's moved. His quiet days are definitely not as frequent. I was kind of going, I think I was having like maybe 1 or 2 busy movement days, and then he'd go a whole day without moving at all. Like he'd obviously be moving, but I just wouldn't, it wouldn't be enough for me to feel. And obviously that would be the day that I worry, and then the next day he'd be moving again. But I haven't noticed that period of time this week where he hasn't really moved much. He moves if I talk, he moves if I eat, he moves if I roll over, he moves if I stand up, if I poke my belly. He's a very active baby, and I think that is probably down to the fact that he's either grown or moved this week, so I'm feeling him a lot more. It's even getting to the point where I can feel him rolling, and I can feel him under my skin, which is so insanely weird. I'm not really used to it, and I told Liam last night, we were talking, and I said, you know, I'm really gonna miss feeling him move, as much as I don't miss the days when he doesn't move because I panic. But it's gonna be weird having him not in my belly and having him here and not having any movement in my stomach like after he's here. It's a really strange thought, because it's something that I'm kind of getting used to feeling, is just that kicking and the rolling, and I'm slowly getting used to it. I'm not used to it right now, but I'm slowly getting used to it, and I think by the time that he is born, sorry about that, I think I'm going to really miss the movement. But one thing I am not going to miss is the belly stretching and the feeling of just feeling like you're going to pop. My stomach, my belly button should I say, is definitely stretching. I don't think it's going to pop anytime soon, but if I have a full stomach and I've eaten a lot, as well as obviously being pregnant, my belly button does pop a little bit at the top. If I lie down and laugh, it will just sort of pop out a bit. But it definitely feels like it's starting to get really tight around my belly button. The rest of my stomach feels pretty okay, but the belly button is definitely feeling really tight. So moving on from how big my belly is getting, or feeling like it's getting, I actually checked my midwife maternity notes the other week to check what I was weight-wise when I first found out I was pregnant. And it turns out I was actually a few pounds lighter than I thought I was, which is a good thing, I guess. But that now puts me at a 15 pounds weight gain at 26 weeks, and I'm pretty okay with that. I'm pretty happy with 15 pounds. I think that's quite a good place to be. Being the fact that I was not skinny when I first got pregnant, I was definitely overweight to begin with. I think 15 pounds is a good place for me to be at the minute, and I'm not too worried about gaining a bit more. Obviously I've got 14 weeks left, so even if I gain another 15 pounds in the rest of my pregnancy, I don't know, but I'd be quite okay with that, I think. I don't necessarily feel as though I've put on loads of weight. Liam even said that he thinks I look slimmer everywhere else a little bit, because obviously all my weight is down in my front. The only other really irritating symptom I've had this week is heartburn. I think I said last week that the heartburn had kind of given up, but it certainly hasn't. I've been waking up most nights with heartburn. It's not been as bad as I thought it would be, but it's definitely there. And I'm definitely noticing it, and I'm definitely drinking a lot more milk than I probably would be if I didn't have it. And yeah, so heartburn is kind of irritating, but I can deal with it. And I keep looking at my little list because my brain, I don't have a brain right now, I forget everything. But that is pretty much it for this week. It's kind of been an easy going week, apart from the fact that I haven't been sleeping. The movement is really nice. I don't feel like my belly's gotten particularly bigger this week. I did measure my stomach this week as well, and from the week, last time I'd measured my stomach, I was 22 weeks. Woohoo! My delivery's going to be here in an hour. So last time I measured my belly, I was 22 weeks, and in 4 weeks I've gained another 2 centimeters around my stomach. So he's definitely growing, but I don't particularly feel as though my stomach has gotten much bigger in the past week. But I'm going to try and keep on top of weekly measurements now, so I can kind of tell you guys if he has had a growth spurt, if I feel bigger, that kind of thing. I haven't really worried about my belly size or my weight gain or anything like that until this point, but I think I'm going to start measuring every week just so I can keep track of it. if I do start overindulging a bit more with food, because to be honest, I'm not really doing all that great with my diet. I haven't really eaten brilliantly, and I have my gestational diabetes test on the 4th of March, so I've got another couple of weeks, but I'm hoping that everything will be okay. My mum is diabetic, so luckily she has given me her old blood sugar meter and some bits that go with that, so I am every so often checking my blood sugars, and they haven't been high, they've been really normal, so I'm hoping that all goes well with the gestational diabetes test too. So apart from that, I will show you the belly. I don't think there is anything else. I'm looking at my list of baby things. We've done a bit more baby shopping this week, but I'm going to do a video on all of that very soon. I may film it this afternoon if my bed comes at a reasonable time. And then I will get that up at some point, possibly next week. There may be 2 videos up next week on a Friday. That would be fun. Or I may even do it on a Thursday. I don't know. I haven't decided, but I'm going to show you guys the belly anyway. So here's the belly for 26 weeks. I've got my maternity leggings on because I'm lazy and they're comfy. These stretch marks here are all old ones, and Liam actually asked me if there were new ones the other day, but I think they're just a lot more noticeable than they were. They're definitely old stretch marks, but I've got no new ones at the front, so I'm not too worried about that. The belly button's getting a bit tight. So that is it for my 26 weeks update. If you're here for just baby things, I say this every week. I will see you guys on Friday, maybe Thursday if I get that video done. And if you're here for every other video, then I will see you guys on Sunday. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.